Hey guys, this is Rhea. I'm coming to just do a little personal podcast. I'm here with my friend Jude. We are both shift leads at GCBC, and we're just coming on today to kind of talk about our experience, why we think GCBC is unique to other jobs on campus, and kind of how it's had an impact on our lives. So, welcome, Jude.
Thank you, Rhea. I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Starting off, I'll just do like a little introduction. I started working at GCBC about a year ago, actually, which is crazy. I feel like I've been working here for so long. I started, probably November of last year, and then I was just a barista for most of the time, and then I've been a shift lead for a couple months now. What about you? How long have you worked at GCBC? I know it's been a while.
It's been a while. It's crazy to look back and think about, but I actually started at GCBC 2 years ago from this month. And
Wow.
then, yeah, so crazy. And then last September, so September 2023, I was asked to be a lead. And that is also when I joined the social media committee for GCBC.
That's so cool. I can't believe how long it's been. It's crazy. I mean, I think there's probably about 15 of us shift leads.
Yeah,
Would you say?
so.
Yeah.
15.
There's about 15 of us, and I think it's definitely interesting, like, talking to each one about our experience, like, being hired, being a barista, moving to a shift lead, and, like, kind of how our time at GCBC evolves and changes based on just time and your position and stuff like that. I mean, from the get-go, like, I really enjoyed working at GCBC just as a barista. I thought it was not only like a fun environment, but I just had met so many cool people just through working. And I think then becoming a shift lead even made that more true, because you make these closer connections with people that are in the same position as you, and you end up spending more time together each week. And I think it's definitely interesting, like, how your time changes at GCBC.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I think there's a huge aspect of community from when I became a barista, just like getting to know people and being able to form friendships just more than being a coworker. Especially like when I became a lead, I feel like now it's a lot of people looking up to you. So just kind of maintaining that and maintaining being a good example. And even with my co-shift leads, it's really nice, like, with you to be able to have formed a friendship outside of work. So
Yeah.
I think GCBC has been really great for that, and I'm very grateful for that aspect of it.
Yeah. I think through my interviews and my interview with Lauren and my interviews with the baristas, everyone's kind of talked about the community at GCBC, but I think, like, that honestly is such a huge part of this company. And obviously I've worked other jobs before, where you have coworkers that you're working with each shift. And not that I didn't enjoy those or didn't feel like I formed connections, but I feel like something specifically about GCBC is, like, I have made so many close friends, and friends that are lasting friends too. I have friends that graduated last year that I'm still super close with, that I spend a lot of time with. And those are friendships that I never sought out, but they just kind of came to me and formed. And I think those are the best friendships, because I think in college it can be tough. You want to make friends, you want to build connections quickly. So sometimes you kind of force it. You're like, oh, well, I know this person's in my class. Why don't we hang out? And that doesn't always lead to the most fruitful friendships. But I think at GCBC, like, you're working with the same people every week, and you have downtime throughout your shifts, and you're just chatting about your lives. And, like, consistently each week, you start to build these friendships, and then you can so easily take it outside of work. And I think that's so unique to other jobs I've worked before. Like, people really care about the people at GCBC.
No, I do agree with that. I mean, take my 21st birthday dinner, for example. Like, it was primarily people that worked at GCBC or former people that had worked at GCBC. And I just feel like as a freshman, I was seeking out community, and I still was going through that identity crisis every freshman goes through, of who I'm going to be, what do I want to do with my career, and what do I want my college experience to be. So I feel like GCBC was a good way to shape that, and finding community and good people, and especially people who have such common interests and different things like that, and being able to build that up. And I really am grateful for that. And I think that the last 2 years, so many beautiful people have entered my life, and I'm so grateful to know them. And
that's so true.
I love even like being able to keep up with them now on social media and saying like, oh my gosh, they're getting engaged, they're moving, they became a teacher. Like, it's really cool how different people come in our lives for a season, and they make such a big impact. Like, I think about the leads that were there when I was a freshman. And I still think about them because they were incredible.
Yeah, I think Lauren kind of touched on it too, how like GCBC is unique in the way that because it is like a GCU job, we have people constantly moving through. So, you know, the longest someone would work there would be 4 years, which most people are there for shorter. And so like so many people get cycled through, you meet so many people, the dynamics of just the company and people working changes so much, which I think is cool. And that's just like kind of unique to like an on-campus job. So I think it's interesting because like you're saying, like you remember people you started working with your freshman year that have now obviously graduated and moved on, and like GCBC stays as like a GCU staple and as this job that students can have, but like the connections, the friendships you make, they like stick with you as people transition in and out of that. So I think that's really cool. I think it's interesting, like having like an on-campus, you know, kind of community like that. But you mentioned earlier that you're a part of the social media committee. I know Isabel in her interview touched on how she thought that was like a unique part of GCBC and a cool part to be involved, like not only with other GCBC workers, but customers and people that like GCBC. How is like working for the social media, you know, impacted you? Do you feel like that's something that you really enjoy, like have had a lot of fun with? Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm a marketing and advertising major with an emphasis in graphic design and a minor in communications. So to say the least, like very much so the artsy side of business. So I would just say that with doing social media, it has been a huge privilege and blessing to be able to actually apply it to my major, just because, you know, as fun as working at a coffee shop is, it's not really equipped for the real world.
Yeah, it's not long term, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're never gonna have a job with a 3-minute scooter ride too. But it really has been great for getting to know people. I mean, it's really built my confidence to just walk up to someone and being like, hey, what are you doing right now? Do you want a coupon for a free coffee? So doing it the last year, I am very grateful for the team we had this year, but I will say last year was a little challenging with the girl who I co-managed GCBC social media with, just because, you know, we differed on opinions, and in that sense it was good because it equips you for the real world of not everyone is going to agree with you. So I will say that was challenging. So this year has been a lot better with Delaney and Kate. But it's been great. You know, we make a plan for content. We just actually shot a video today, so stay tuned.
Fun.
But it's really good also for doing something fun for the baristas and keeping it interactive, just so it's not the same thing every single shift, you know, filling the ice, making the drinks, making stampedes.
You get a little repetitive.
But to be honest, like GCBC social media has been such a like blessing in disguise, because it's helped me build my portfolio. It's helped me talk to people that are in the same career field as me, people that major in comm, and it really just has given me a lot of artistic ability that I didn't think I had. I've learned how to use Canva and Photoshop. So
which those will serve you really well later on.
Oh my goodness, yes. so good. So that's been a really huge blessing. It's also been cool to see like the statistics side of social media that people don't talk about, how to reach accounts. And nice thing about Instagram when you post is being able to see like all the diagnostics when you scroll. So being part of that committee has definitely been a huge impact, and it's been really fun to get to know people part of that committee. So,
I think GCBC overall is definitely a unique job to have on campus, and I think what a cool experience to not only get to, you know, work with fellow students, but get to meet so many people as everyone transitions through this period of life. I think that's really cool, and I think, you know, GCBC has definitely had a great impact on my life, my social life. I feel like I have built so many long-lasting friendships just from working with people. So Yeah. Any final thoughts, Jude?
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say thank you for having me here. I'm so grateful that
Of course.
GCBC just blossomed our friendship.
Yeah, GCBC brought us together.
It did bring us together, and I can't imagine doing life without you, and you just mean so much to me. So
Oh,
thank you for letting me be here.
of course. Well, thank you guys.